Welcome to Cookie Jar FX. This is your host, Eric Foreman, and we are on week 6 of our trading journal from 1,000 to 1,000,000. And it's been a doozy of a ride these past 5 weeks. But now as we on week 6, we progressing along through the month of September, taking on new strategies, and remolding, reshaping the ideas that we started with, or that I started with, and transforming them into a system, right? So transforming it into a way that allows me to be disciplined and focus on the things that assist in the process of us moving forward on that $1,000. I do want to start this moment off with a quote from good guy James Clear. He's also the author of Atomic Habits, phenomenal book. But he quotes, "Start now, optimize later. An imperfect start can always be improved, but obsessing over a perfect plan will never take you anywhere on its own." And that hit me perfectly because, like, I look at how we finished off the month of August, and it was a rough start for me. It was a good and bad part because I learned some things. I learned what didn't work. Also recognizing that we also was in the summer conundrum, I call it, which is the summer months of trading. Trading doesn't really increase in volatility or fluidity until after Labor Day, which is tomorrow. But all in all, just a bad trading month that has now led me to really reshaping, right? So reshaping the ideas that I had, concepts that I had, plans and strategies, and finding ways to make it work. But it wasn't about me trying to have this perfect start. Like as James Clear mentions, it's not about having a perfect plan. It's really about moving forward, and as you go through the process, you perfect it even further. So if you're starting with like a prop firm, a proprietary trading firm, you start off with the training and get as good as you're gonna get. But then once you go live, it may be a total different story. So even as you go live, you may lose quite a bit in the very beginning until you show that consistency, because trading with actual cash is a total different emotional toll. So it's just me fighting a fight, staying consistent, mastering the strategy, and mastering the plan. So if you guys remember from our midweek analysis and review, I talked a little bit about changing the idea from like this swing trading strategy that I was applying, because the market is just so volatile and just inconsistent with the patterns and follow through. So I wanted to adopt this new method, which was the 20 pip daily target, right? And as I said in the last video, one of my colleagues that we trade together, he talked about the idea like if there's a certain amount that you can accomplish every day, guaranteed for sure, uh, what is that number? And I said, at least 20 pips, bare minimum. I could definitely get 20 pips. Like not losing any sleep on that. So he was like, how about you use that as a trading strategy and tool? So I moved forward with that on Wednesday. And from the first trading day, pretty much from for Thursday or whatever, we was down by 330. We got up to 350, and then surpassed 350 into 362, and then past 362 into 374. So this is supposed to be highlighted right here. So I'll highlight that real quick. Uh, but this is just a good insight and build out, because I'm like, okay, like I could keep these goals going and working through. So the next target for pretty much my next trading day, whether that's Monday or Tuesday, I mean, we're going into a holiday tomorrow, so I don't really know what the markets are going to look like. Not sure if I want to take action on that. Uh, but it's the next target to be 386, and then obviously over a 120-day trading period, we should be able to get to 18K, making roughly about $600 a day. So that's the overall target. We got a nice little journey ahead to get there, but overall, so far so good. There are a lot of currency pairs that I'm looking at. Obviously not from a swing trading standpoint, but what I like uh, from the overall week, and really getting into the grunt of it and what possibilities and opportunities are there that I may want to like pay attention to early on or later throughout the week because it's showing some sense of direction, right? So we could go to that real quick. So the first one up, as always, is euro dollar, and you guys are probably laughing now because it's like this guy's just still not quitting on this euro dollar. But surprisingly, euro dollar actually was the one that made me a good reasonable amount of money on Friday. Um, so I was very pleased with that. And had I even stayed in a little longer, I would have been able to bank out much more. But again, it's not about that. But I think I had snatched up, I think 40 something pips on that particular move. Oh, it was dollar CAD. Not yeah, but it was euro dollar right here too. So euro dollar gave me $24, which was a nice comeback. Few hits on uh dollar CAD. But yeah, euro dollar 24, 21, 5. Like it really pushed to the upside on that. Dollar CAD was a winning trade. Um, but again, this is what happens when you don't follow your strategy. On dollar CAD, I had it long, and I was up roughly like 40 pips. On the move, I think I entered here. Yeah, it was somewhere around here, but I think I got out to. Well, I got stopped out. Um, but when I should have gotten out, I should have gotten out. Case closed. So I got in somewhere around here or something. It was about like four. I was up like 40 pips or so, and I'm just anticipating like, oh, we probably still gonna keep going up. I'm gonna just let it ride out. But it's like I'm already at four. Like I'm at double the amount that I was supposed to be at. So I should have definitely taken my profit, and that would have actually pushed my account balance up to, I think it was over $400, um, or 395 when I actually peaked at it. But I wanted to get to 400. Like, see, and that's the issue: paying attention to the dollar amount. Like, focus on the strategy, focus on the plan. But I got myself tied up looking at the dollar amount, and I stayed in the trade much longer than I needed to. And the move had reversed back to my break even point, and it stopped me out with no real loss or whatever, but it was like an unnecessary loss because I could have gained 40 pip, a 40 pip gain on that, and been much further into the process. While at the same time, even if I was up 40 pips, I should have readjusted my stop loss to at least that 20 pip break, right? So that even if I lose the 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 mass amount of the pips, I still earn my 20 pips on this at bare minimum. So I didn't do any of that. So it was just a complete bomb on my end. But yeah, you just learn to not go against your plan. And in that instance, I definitely knew like I messed up on this for sure. So with euro dollar again, we getting all these wicks up here. Um, I'm still anticipating a reversal move. We are now like still closed below this 8. It's just that nothing has really officially closed below the 20 except this candlestick, which reversed back up. We may see a push back up, but I like it's no guarantee on it. But I do have it as a short, based off of last week's activity. Trend line there. So if we do decide to shoot back up, but we do not hit this trend line, and we show a solid sign of reversal, then I will definitely be looking to short again, because it's already pretty much tapped this area 3 4 times if you want to count this one. Um, and for this trend, because I think I had set a trend line on this area too. Um, it's kind of already broken through, but it needs more solid ground on it. So we'll see exactly how it flows from here, but that's the trend that's setting up now on this particular trade. So again, if it shoots back up but fails to hit that trend, that upside trend line, then Well, I'm just adjusting this. Um, I'm definitely gonna short it. But maybe we'll break below this bottom trend line. I don't know, and go straight down to the 50. But nonetheless, I still have a short bias on this, but I'm gonna be patient on that. I'm not gonna rush that trade at all. But I do like it. Dollar Swiss. So we'll see what that's looking like real quick. Go here. I don't really trade dollar Swiss like that at all. But it was a little appealing because if we're going to see a potential downside on euro dollar, we'll definitely potentially see an upside on dollar Swiss. Just inverted correlated pairs. So I do like this bear 180. I mean bull 180 here. Um, Pretty much with the 8 and 20 extension, which gives a nice potential for a break at the 8, giving us our cone trade. But again, we're not after the full ride. But if we can snatch up as many pips as possible from going for our 20 pips, then so be it. Uh, we already got a close above the 20 on the daily, which is at least setting a tone to reach the 50 on the daily. So I like that a lot. Um, so yeah, I'm liking this move because I think, as I said, at the bare minimum, we should be able to hit at least the daily 50. Um, at least we got to break above the 4 hour 200. It's just that this 4 hour 200 is slanted completely down. So I wouldn't get too excited. But again, because it's 50 MA is facing downward, we may just get a retest there, a bounce off of that, and just kind of drag out. But so yeah, no guarantee going trade. I'm not trying to go for that either, but I do like the opportunity to snatch up what we need to snatch up on those pairs. Euro yen is next, so we'll switch profiles. Euro yen. I think I had as a short, right? So we're still having trouble here at this 200. Issue is because this 200 is curled up. But there's still a lot of wick and a lot of sell opportunity there. And I have to put my TDI up soon. I mean, the RSI. But yeah, we're getting some challenging insight and activity there. So similar to euro dollar, the setup is almost identical from the day to day basis with these two bottom tails. But once this 8 kind of crosses, maybe it'll pull back, maybe it won't. Nonetheless, I do believe we should possibly see a nice little short to the downside. Um, at least maybe to the 50 here. That would be ideal and that would be nice. But we'll see what happens on that. But I do like it still for a short. But just pay attention because these are tweezer bottoms. But it may or may not be any follow through. So we'll see what happens. All right. And we'll go to. Let me see, open this up though. We'll go to Euro New Zealand next. And Euro New Zealand. All right, so Euro New Zealand I have for a long. Because of this potential bounce off of this weekly 50. This is pretty much like a gift play. 3 bar pullback right into a major 50 MA or major moving average. That's exactly what happened here. Plus, it's kind of a W formation, right? So we got the one leg up. Uh, that's a full one leg, and then now we're kind of working. Well, yeah, kind of working on that second leg now. This pullback don't really count. But yeah, so kind of see what happens there, and I did that wrong. It's supposed to. This one's supposed to be gone. So like that, boom, boom, and then downward. I was looking at it as an M. Apologize, guys. So right into there, and if it retracts back off of that, that's a W. So I like that as a potential move to the upside, and we'll kind of play with it from there and see what happens. But I do like the idea of a gift play on a weekly right now. Perfect location, and then we got a nice little break above the 200, the flat 200 on the daily. The only issue is this this little candlestick here. Like, is this green bar gonna be respected? It may not, um, because we may potentially shoot up a little bit more. Not sure, but I like it for a potential upside. And it would kind of account for the monthly as well when we look at that, kind of getting some bounce off of that. So we'll see what happens. I don't really have a huge score on Euro New Zealand. It definitely probably won't be something I'm jumping in like that. But I do like it as a real watch list competitor and contestant on this. Next up is pound yen. So we'll switch profiles here. Pound yen right here. All right. And I have that for a short, right? So similar to Euro yen with the top and tails. Um, so I do see maybe a rejection coming off of that. Um, Lightly. Like, it may not be huge, it may not happen, but there's a lot of clout that's right in that area with the MAs from the monthly to the weekly. Um, but this daily is just a little suspect because it may just be riding a 20. Because obviously we're still seeing some upside on that, so we may still kind of push up. It may potentially push up all the way up to the resistance. That's still a far stretch, long target. Um, I think that might be an overall target. It might still push up from this week. Not sure. I would have to look at, or what I would recommend is to look at all the yen pairs, right? So dollar yen, euro yen, pound yen, CAD yen, all of those. And if they look the same or look similar, then I would just kind of play the bias off of that and go from there. So that's that. On that, so we'll see. That one I'm scoring low too. I'm not. It's not like a big thing, or big target for me. Pound Aussie, still like it. Like, it's still all in his buy zone. It's been choppy over the past number of weeks, just kind of dabbling all in this area. But all of this is still a buy zone, so do not lose sight of that. All of this from this move is still all buyable. So anything that's in this zone is still buyable, because obviously after this whole drop, it has to retrace a little bit more. Remember what my target was on this weeks ago when I was trying to swing it for a cone trade. Like, the target was at least up to the 50, which I still see. There's no way this move is going to drop catastrophically as it did over the past number of months, or pretty much almost for the past year. Uh, and then drop down to the 200, get a nice top and bottom and tail follow up or follow through, and then just kind of consolidate without doing anything else. So it's not gonna. I don't see it dropping more. That would be. I just never seen that. So I see it at least breaking at 20 and at some point hitting this 50. So for me, that's still a target. I love how it closed out with the bull 180 on this, which I think was heavily important. So we got that switch on the color tone. So hopefully this coming week it'll break that 20 and be able to push up. So that would be my ideal target and strategy with that. Um, let's kind of look on the daily real quick just to kind of see what else we got here. Yeah, so we were still sitting on that flat 50, right? So we've been just kind of consolidating in that space. So again, it's not showing any signs that it's breaking. It's just showing signs that it's sitting on top. So I still will have a long bias on this. So I would definitely be looking to trade pound Aussie. Uh, Again, 20 pips. It looks more like a guarantee on that. So I would definitely be looking to tap into that market or that currency pair. And last up is Aussie CAD. So we'll go to the Aussie profile and see what we got cooking up over there. Uh, and I have this one for a short, right? So, almost a bear 180. Was stuck at that 200. The 200 is declining on a weekly. So it pretty much I would account for as a cone trade almost at this point. Where we'll probably at least re-meet that 20, and maybe break the 20 potentially if it has that much strength. We're kind of pushing below that daily 50 as well. We're running up against the monthly 50. So I like it as a short. Um, yeah, I do. And it just kind of shows the M formation there, right? So we got the one leg going to the upside, another leg going to the downside, another leg upside, and kind of go from there. I'm not gonna draw it out right now. Sorry. So yeah, and then we got the wicks, we got the top and tails. Price still hasn't broken above that. And then we get the break above the 200, but then price pulls right back down for the week. So yeah, the bulls I think are still in control of this move. So I like this move a lot. Um, so I will definitely be keeping that pound Dorsey, and I'm going to take these two out only because it's not like big trades, and then I'll just leave those so we can just focus in a lot easier. So these are the 5 pairs that I'll definitely like. I think Euro Yen was one of them that wasn't that much of a big deal. Let me just recheck that real quick. Euro Yen, Euro Yen, Euro Yen. Yeah, so Euro Yen I have for a short here. Yep, so yeah, we'll keep that there. And everything else, they're just 10 rates, 10 ratings, so I'm good with that. So that's where I am with the market. Let's push, let's push, let's push. Again, tomorrow's Labor Day, so it's not really an ideal day to trade. We can go to Forex Factory real quick and just kind of see what we got cooking up over there. See what's happening. What's going on here? Mm-hmm. What is happening? ForexFactory.com. Oh, maybe I was typing it down wrong. See what news we have all week. Filter it out. Just want orange and red. So we don't have anything Monday really, nothing Tuesday at all. Wednesday's light. Thursdays is somewhat light. Euro stuff. Monetary policy, main refinance statement rate. Interest rate on main refinance. Interesting. 12:30 we got the Canadian Bank of Canada governor speaking. So not really a big day or a big week. I mean on news. So it'll just kind of be regular. So we'll see what's happening. But yeah, I'll see how the market opens up for tonight to decide if I'm going to be taking action tomorrow. So if we account for the days that we'll be trading, let's just say 5 days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So Monday to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So by the end of Friday, we should be at 442, trading 8-cent position. So um, let's push to get there. Should be possible. I was pretty much over $400 this week or last week. I mean, um, so I should have actually been somewhere past day 5 into day 6. But hey, you live and you learn. You just sharpen up and tighten up. So that's it on this end. But thank you again, guys, for joining. I know moving differently in a different approach, but just working through the craft and just working through the plan and just moving forward. But as always, subscribe, hit that like button, share with any friends or family or fellow traders that can use some insight or just kind of gain some perspective from just a fellow trader in the market. And also just send a comment if you got any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, ideas, whatever. Just share it. I appreciate it. And just much love. Have a successful trading week. I will touch bases with you guys again on Wednesday. And we'll try to post a tutorial video this week as well. Something that I feel might be helpful in the value of your trading experience and dynamic. But thank you again. Farewell and have a good one, y'all.